Good evening and welcome to the Business Day. I'm Javon Keys. Now to some company news. 138 Student Living is reporting a rebound in earnings for its financial year ended September last year. The company says that as it looks forward, it's exploring other opportunities to grow revenues. 138 Student Living says with classes back to the face-to-face modality at the University of the West Indies Mona campus, it's managed to see a bounce back in earnings. The company says occupancy has improved since the Covid-19 pandemic in 2020, moving from a low of 20% to more than 90% by the end of its 2022 financial year ended September. For the 12 months, the company made a $318 million profit after tax from $221 million at the end of the first year of the pandemic. 138's chairman Ian Passad says the turnaround came from a deliberate strategy to be diligent with funds.
The board has given some guidance in terms of what we expect in terms of the efficiency of the plant to run. So as it relates to, controlling costs, as it relates to having inroads in terms of utilities and how utilities are measured, the metrics per occupant, all of those things are measured. And we try to pay attention to the detail because you have at the top line, you're gonna have fixed revenues in terms of your rental to a large extent. What you have to make sure is that your expense structure doesn't get away from you.
He says reorganizing debt also did the company well.
We did a significant restructuring of our whole debt portfolio, and we were able to swap out from the floating rate to fixed rate. Whilst the interest cost has gone up, I can tell you if we had not made that transition, we probably would be spending 25, 30 or 40% more in interest costs.
Mr. Passad said 138 is also looking at opportunities to expand, which may also take operations outside of Jamaica.
There are a couple under consideration, including possibly more student accommodation. But also there are some things that we're looking at which could be outside of student accommodation, but similar in terms of a PPP nature as well. So could be some exciting growth potential. That's not what's immediately in front of us, but it is certainly something that the board is looking at.
The company is also looking to build on its short-term rental business. 138 directors also recently agreed to amendments to allow the company to raise additional capital. More details of that could be shared soon. Cygnus Real Estate Finance says it's reached a substantial phase of completion for a number of its major projects. Now, at the end of the company's second quarter in February, Cygnus said construction of its One Belmont commercial tower was 82% complete. The $3.7 billion investment initially set for completion this month is expected to be delivered by summer. Cygnus also says there are renewable 10-year agreements to lease for 80% of the corporate office spaces in the 9-story building. The real estate investment company adds that the industrial warehouse being constructed on Spanish Town Road for the construction equipment company IMCA Jamaica is 93% complete. The facility is expected to be delivered by May and will be the IMCA Jamaica's head office. Now, Executive Vice President and Chief Investment Officer at Cygnus Real Estate Finance, Jason Morris, says the company is exiting investments valued at over $1 billion Jamaican dollars and is in the final stage of execution for projects valued at over $4 billion Jamaican dollars. Now, to be clear, to exit in real estate financing terms refers to buying a property and working on it for resale for a higher price. To the foreign exchange market now, the US dollar is being sold for an average $154.09. $114.63 is the going rate for the Canadian dollar, $191.74 for the pound, while it's costing an average $170.70 for the euro. The JSE index gained 2,555 points today, while the junior market index decreased by 40 points. Among the winners were Jamaica Public Service 7% shares, Cygnus Real Estate Finance, JMB Group 7.25% variable cumulative redeemable preference shares, Panjam Investment and Consolidated Bakeries. Now on the losing side were Key Insurance, Trans-Jamaican Highway 8% shares, or parent company Radio Jamaica, AMG Packaging and Paper Company, and Berger Paints Jamaica. And that's the Business Day. I'm Javon Keys. Good evening.